Hey, what's up, Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for stopping by the channel again. If it's not your first time, then you know what's coming. If it is your first time, then you better subscribe, okay? Because we're about to get into some clips today, and yeah, just some fun clips that I put together. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
This is exactly why I tell you to buy those super rare, almost extinct cars. At least that way, your wheels won't end up like this, but gotta give credit where it's due. This thief is detail-oriented. Look at how neatly they lined up the lug nuts. Real professional work. Judging by the scene,
It
the
does
whole
look
thing
pro.
probably took less than 5 minutes.
They had them
Clearly, a
impact wrenches
well-organized,
for sure.
well-planned, and highly efficient operation. Why don't they steal brake pads? Is it because they're harder to remove? Or are they just not worth much? Out of all the cars, why mine? Just when I started questioning why life is so unfair, I turned around and
Oh, they hit
instantly
the other car
felt better.
too.
Because my guy over here got all 4 of his wheels stolen too. And I gotta say,
There's
this
got to be
thief really
cameras on someone's
understands
car
physics.
or even the
Managed to
building.
balance the whole car on just 3 bricks. That's some next level attention to detail.
Hey, the pyramids
So
are
8
strong.
wheels
They're
in
still
total.
standing.
How much do you think they're worth?
Have some non-traditional lug nuts, so that's a little deterrent. You need a special like socket, but you know, an advanced thief would definitely have some of those at their disposal if they hit these cars. Like they got to be in and out real quick. But it's just like you got to have like some sort of like SUV or truck, because like these guys are, you know, taking the wheels, rims, and tires. Think about it, like 4 times 2. That's 8. That's a lot of space. So
So Nissan, in their infinite wisdom, see, Nissan, genuine part, decided that they should make their oil pans out of plastic,
I hate this trend.
and then still use a metal drain plug. Just
Nissan's
slugs
not
into
the
that
only
guy.
one doing this,
The top
but
presses
damn.
into there. Not a big problem until it's even slightly over tightened, and then it just pops right out.
Even that, yes, but like that's a big concern, because you know oftentimes people don't exactly torque things to spec, so they're just gonna hit it with an impact, and that could just cause like an engine to be destroyed essentially, like if oil's lost suddenly and the car's still running. But that's not the only manufacturer that be doing the plastic oil pans, which is dumb because plastic warps. Everyone knows that.
This piece is $200. This is ridiculous. This is a brand new car. This is a 2023 Nissan Rogue.
Wow, 2023.
Do better.
You would think like the cars are more expensive, right? Like nowadays, it's just like all the stuff that we took for granted, like and metal components, right? Who would have thought? On our next
This
clip.
is why motherfuckers don't want to be technicians no more. Here we have a 2017 Tundra, super nice truck, gorgeous truck. Look at that. Nice painted to match topper. Yep, yep, yep. And then bam, let's pull the fucking cab. We gotta fucking pull the cab like it's
Jeez.
a punk ass Ford. Oh look, there's not even a fucked up turbo going on or
I have no idea what goes
anything like
into
that.
having to pull a cab. Like you have to detach like everything, right? Like including like wiring, I'd imagine. Just everything. So it's like just think of the amount of
There's some
hours
fucking
of
cam
work.
box resells. None of that shit's going on. None of it. None of it. It's not like you gotta fucking dig into all this shit, right? But no,
Y'all tell me in
you
the
gotta
comments
take the fucking cab off this
if you
pile
have
of
any
shit.
experience
Take
with
the whole
this.
front end off the goddamn truck. That needs a flush. All this shit's gotta be drained out.
Like,
AC's gotta be
what?
drained. All this shit. Look,
Because AC, like, that means you have to
you can see the
recharge.
transmission. Look, all that shit. You gotta do all this fucking stupid ass shit. All that stupid ass shit to change that fucking exhaust pipe. It is fucking absolutely horrible.
An exhaust. Like, an exhaust pipe. Something you should be able to access. Like, imagine. Oh, gosh. Like, we're going back. We're going backwards in how things should be. Like, things that have been long established. Like transmissions, for instance. Like I remember
Is this a
Nissan being very like how do I say it? Like a brand that was kind of like, okay, these are gonna last. You know, maybe I'm mistaken, but it wasn't until like the CVT transmissions and all that started coming out that like the reputation dipped like really hard, and which is unfortunate because it's just like the technology already made. Like, what are you saving a couple dollars like per unit? It's just like if it ain't. I mean, obviously improvements welcome, but just like when you just like completely like shit the bed, if you will, like it's really unfortunate because
Catalytic converter, and
shit
then why
is
is everybody trying to steal these?
Nissan.
Yeah, that is a catalytic
I'm
converter.
biased. I have a Nissan, right?
The reason
You
why
got me.
everyone's trying to steal them is because they have a lot of expensive minerals inside of them. The biggest one is platinum. Inside a catalytic converter, you pretty much have a honeycomb style mesh that's made of platinum and other metals like zinc and all other kinds of stuff like that. They're so expensive because the materials that are inside of them are actually worth a lot of money.
So this is what actually they're coming and cutting off then.
Yeah, they're cutting them. They're cutting off the cats right there, and then they'll take them to either a recycle plant or just a lot of people off the street who go recycle them and get money for them.
Yeah. That sucks. I don't like it.
Basically, they're just talking about how people be taking the cat converters, the catalytic converters. People be just sawzawing them off, you know, in certain places that are real bad because they have some valuable minerals inside of them used as a
Which coworker
filtration.
do you think has the coolest car?
Cody with the blue C8.
Which coworker do you think drives the coolest car?
Probably Jay's TC Customs Bronco.
Which coworker do you think has the coolest car?
Chesley with his IS350 Sport. I just love a good Lexus.
Which
I love
coworker
the
do you think drives the
side
coolest
mirrors
car?
on those.
Me. A 24 Lightning? I mean, it's the future.
Which coworker do you think drives the
What do y'all
coolest
think
car?
about that?
Probably Gage's supercharged F-150.
Which coworker do you think has the coolest car?
Probably Dylan with his brand new red C8.
Which coworker do you think drives the coolest car?
Probably Dylan Ward's Ford Focus.
It's paid off, that's for sure. The lady with the Ford Lightning, like I remember that being one of the most like early Ford electric vehicles and it not doing so hot. So y'all tell me in the comments, like, was it good? I don't remember it being good, but maybe I don't know. Maybe it got a software update, we'll say.
I had one of my sales guys today pull off one of the most aggressive sales tactics I've ever seen in the car business. And that's a nice thing I like about the car business. You get to learn different techniques from different salespeople. But this one right here, you gotta tell me if he was in the right or wrong. Long story short, had a customer walk into the dealership around 10:30 a.m. expressed their interest in a 2021 Toyota Venza that they've been looking for a long time with low miles, and it's right in their price range. Now, customer drove the vehicle for about an hour, spent time with the salesperson, then called brother to come check out the vehicle because he's a mechanic, right? Brother gave the okay on the vehicle, then had dad come to the dealership to test drive the vehicle. And then after all that, they said, I need my mother to come look at it and give us a final okay. That'll be in 3 days from now. So the salesperson
3 days
got real upset. I don't know him too well, he's new. And was like, man, they wasted my time, this, that. I was like, listen, don't take it as I'm wasting your time. Take it as a pipeline deal. You could possibly sell him a car.
Never heard that
4
term,
days from now.
pipeline deal.
So he took it upon himself to call every lead that came on this Toyota Venza in the past month, because we've had it here for about a month. And he was adamant to sell the car today. Found a customer from the leads, brought him in the dealership and sold the car on purpose.
Petty,
that way that customer wouldn't be able to buy the car.
I don't blame him.
I mean, he didn't do wrong, right? Tell me what y'all think.
I mean, he
That's
did
some
his
crazy
job.
stuff.
He's just trying to like move units, right? It's a paycheck maybe to him at the end of the day, but also like if someone's like eating up that much of your time, it's just like, ooh, I don't know. Maybe that car is like sought after and it's just, can sell pretty easily, or it's a Toyota, so like it's a pretty safe buy for the most part. At least that's what consumers, that's the general consensus, I'll say. On our next
Howdy
video.
there, partner. I'm looking
Hey, bro,
for...
time out, bro. You see I'm out here practicing. I'm trying to be Times Square. What you got going on?
Boy, I do
Times
me
Square.
Kevin Tessie.
Go ahead and look over there.
Gee.
You talking about a cabin chassis, brother?
What the heck?
Flatbed, possibly.
A flatbed.
Let me tell you something, sir. I've seen a lot in my lifetime, but I have yet to see a man outwork his truck.
Hallelujah.
But a good truck outdoes the wildest of horses.
Yes, it does.
And let me tell you something, sir. They
Talk to
see
me.
cows jump over the moon. I've seen a horse do it.
I've seen it.
Cabin chassis.
Cabin chassis.
Flatbed.
Flatbed.
What are you hauling, brother?
I'm
Feed me the
hauling
info.
hay, lumber, mules.
So this is
calves.
what we're gonna do, brother. We're gonna get both of them. I know that you.
Both of them.
Let's be realistic. You gonna hire your cousin's husband, which is your brother.
Yep.
You gonna put him behind the wheel of one of these.
Yep.
Now let me tell you something else, sir. Are you a praying man?
Lord, is the grass green?
God told me this morning.
Right.
He said somebody's gonna come buy both of these trucks from you.
Right.
I told him straight up. I said, God, please bless me again. The church is right there.
The church is right there, brother.
So as I pray every night, bro, I wake up and I realize, are you gonna bless a working man?
Got to.
We don't need to test drive nothing. You already know what it is with me, sir. Let's go ahead and put it on.
The perfect salesman or what? Damn. I think those guys have a couple more videos. Maybe we'll check some out later.
I got denied entry into the showroom of a Toyota dealership. Let's talk about it. Back in February of 2023, my dad went to go look at a GR86 and he told me to go look at it. So I went to the dealership by myself. And when I got there, before I could walk inside to the showroom, a man comes outside and stops me outside the doors. He then proceeds to say, "How can I help you?" Keep in mind, we do experience winters where I live, so I had a winter coat on and it was very cold out. I said I was here to look at the GR86 and he says, "We don't have a GR86. Described the color. It was a base model. He then proceeds to say, "Oh no, that one's a manual." I was like, "Yeah, that's the one I'm looking at." He tells me that someone bought it. Told him they had another spec coming in that I was interested in looking at, and when I described the spec to him, he was like, "We have no GR86s coming in." At this point, I felt kind of defeated, and he just told me, "Come back when you're actually ready to buy a car." Go home. I explained the situation to my dad. My dad was like, "We are going."
If they don't have the car you want, why would you be incentivized to go back, you know? It's like you're telling them what you're interested in.
Right back to this dealership now together. Back to the dealership with my dad. We do not get denied entering the showroom. We get to walk right in. Points out the guy to my dad, and turns out it's the manager. The manager proceeded to apologize to me in front of all the salespeople and said that usually girls are not interested in buying this kind of car. Funniest part was my dad literally had the paperwork for the spec that was coming into their dealership that he told me didn't exist. Then I got my happy ending because we went to a different dealership. Bought my beautiful 2023 GR86. If you have had any negative experiences at a dealership, comment them below.
I've never had to deal with that, but you know, people are people, and that was an unfortunate person to be your sales provider, but it's just not the ideal situation. She got the car at the end of the day, and if you have the money like that, it's like they're just shooting themselves in the foot, you know? And it's like when someone knows exactly what car they want to look at, not just perusing. Onto our next clip
I couldn't find my phone, but this will do. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I've heard stories, but never seen it.
No. Like, I don't even think that's like a normal thread pitch, like on Sparkplug. Maybe it is, where you know.
No way that's good.
Because that's not the first time I've heard that happening, or has come across a clip that has that, like a spark plug in the oil.
I actually can't pass
as an oil drain plug, like.
I'll take it out.
Like what?
Oh my.
Like, is this stripped? What do y'all think? Do you think it's stripped at that point? On our next clip here?
When the vehicle is running, all we need to do is press the clutch, and everything inside the transmission, including the drive shaft and the wheels, stops spinning. At that moment, the wheels and transmission are no longer receiving power from the engine. It's like there's a switch between the engine and the transmission, and pressing the clutch turns that switch off. Once we release the clutch, it's like flipping that switch back on. The engine's power flows again through the clutch, into the transmission, then to the drive shaft, and finally to the wheels, pushing the car forward. So in essence, the clutch acts like a power switch, but not for water or electricity. It controls the power and rotational speed coming from the engine. When we cut off that power, none of the gears inside the transmission are moving, which makes it much easier to shift gears. If a manual transmission didn't have a clutch, you wouldn't be able to shift into gear when starting the car. Want proof? Try shifting into reverse without pressing the clutch. Hear that loud grinding noise? Now press the clutch and try again. Smooth as butter, right? That's the clutch doing its job.
Awesome diagram. I had to put it in here because it's just, I don't know. I grew up on that how it's made era, and I would just, you know, this just tickled my
made me
fancy.
think about this the other day, but why does my car even have the ability to go 160 miles an hour? I don't even feel comfortable that that's a possibility. Like, I've never been like, you know, I need to do 160. Never,
Your Ultima's
ever.
not going 160.
Somebody's going to be like, oh my God, it could be an emergency. Baby, believe me, if you're doing 160, you're just about to create another emergency. You might well slow down.
Hey, she ain't wrong, though. You don't need to go 160, even if you can do it. People's lives matter.